Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of DDTS episode 406, season 4, episode 6. Back with another video for y'all today. Thank y'all for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I've talked about before, but this time I'm going to give y'all my review on what I'm going to talk about. With that being said, y'all will be happy to know that I finally watched the Luther Vandross documentary. Not for entertainment purposes only, but for the fact that it was on my mind and I wanted to talk about it. And number 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. I love Luther Vandross. I'm such a fan. Even though I'm 30 years old, even though he came out before I was born, I still love Luther Vandross. He's one of the legends. He's one of the best. And he, for sure, walked so many artists can run. And he paved the way for so many peoples. So I'm going to do a review on what I thought about the documentary of Never Too Much, the Luther Vandross documentary. And I'm gonna give y'all some stuff that I've watched and that I've heard and some of the things that he went through. Some of the things they were nice, some of the things wasn't bad. I'm just basically gonna give y'all my input on all this, and I'm gonna break it down like I always do. But first, if you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell so you will get notified when I have new content available. So if you are ready, we are finna dive in. And I'm finna go ahead and give y'all my input, my perspective, my intake on this whole documentary. I also have some video clips that I will be sharing, but just in case that I'm not able to share them on here, I will be putting the descriptions. I will be putting the links in my description box just in case that I'm not able to put them on here. So we're finna go ahead and get into it. And thank y'all for joining me on DDTS episode 406. Thank y'all. Now, let's get this intro going and let's hit this show. Let's get started with the show. Hey y'all, welcome back to DDTS episode 406, back with the video. That was the intro. Now we're finna go ahead and get into this video. But first of all, first, thank each and every one of you that made my birthday so special on Monday, February the 17th, where I turned 30 years old, where I did a live, which was successful, 232, 2 hours and 32 minutes. I want to thank each and every one of you that came and supported me, showed me so much love, showed me so much gratitude, showed me so much what it's like to be loved and appreciated and well known. Excuse me, y'all. So I really want to say thank y'all so very much. I truly appreciate it, and it was so wonderful, just so wonderful. So thank you all. Thank you for all that made it the best that it was to me. It meant so very much to me. So we're finna go ahead and finish getting into this topic. So today, going to be talking about what did I think of the Luther Vandross documentary? And I'm gonna be giving y'all some of the things that I found out. Some things y'all might know, some things you might not know, but I'm going to include them. I'm not going to get into detail, but I'm gonna tell y'all enough stuff and information that'll make y'all be like, "Oh my goodness, wow, I did not know that happened. Wow, I'm just now finding this out. Like, wow, I mean, I knew that." So it's just gonna be like that. So let's get into it. The first thing, Luther Vandross was inspired in a documentary that I watched. It is said that he was inspired um by Dunny Wormack, I think that's her name, Dunny Wormack. And he was inspired by Patti LaBelle. He loved it, Patti LaBelle, so very much. When he was a young teen, or he might have been grown, it is said that he went and saw Patti LaBelle and the Blue Notes perform. And that's when he knew he wanted to become a singer or something like that, because I watched the documentary last night. I might not have it all in order how it's supposed to be, but that's how it was in my opinion. And on from there, he kind of, it kind of was a slow process for him. But, he eventually caught on, and he eventually done what needed to be done. He met a couple of peoples when he was younger. He met Patti LaBelle, Dionne Warwick, um, Roberta Flack, just a lot of peoples. He worked with a lot of peoples. And he also, along with other peoples, they started a singing group. And he was in the group, and they sung on Sesame Street back in the 1960s or 70s. Sesame Street was premiered in 1969, so I think it had to have been in the 70s. And that's when you knew, when you hear Luther Vandross' voice, you kind of get the concept and you kind of get where I'm getting at. That's when you knew he was going to be a star. Found out stuff about that. Now, you know, as a singer, as an upcoming artist, you go through trials, you go through tribulations. So he asked his mama, could he drop out of school? And his mama was like, sure. The reason he asked could he drop out of school was because he wanted to pursue singing. He wanted to continue singing. He wanted to give singing a try. And he told his mama, if it doesn't work out, then, I'll go back to school, I'll do whatever I have to do. But I really want to sing. This is what Luther Vandross allegedly told his mama. He wanted to drop out of school, college, and pursue singing. His mama said, sure. Because it has been said that his daddy was also a singer and could sing and can blow and can basically blow people away with their voice. So basically, that's where Luther Vandross got it from. Now, let me tell you something else. Luther Vandross' mama didn't even argue. She didn't even go back and forth with him, because at that time, she knew that Luther Vandross' daddy could sing. And he basically got that from his daddy. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there right there. I'm going to go ahead and say that right there. And Luther Vandross did prove for about a shadow of a doubt that he could sing. So, that's quite a good thing, But the thing is, Luther Vandross' daddy died when he was 8 years old. His daddy died when he was 8 years old. So it's basically like he had to do what he had to do, to get it done. I'm just going to say that like that. I know I'm ashy, but hey. So yeah. So we're going to fast forward. Okay. Fast forward to the 1980s, where it all begun. Okay, I'm going to just say I'm just going to, tell the stuff and say the stuff and let y'all know about the stuff that I discovered in the documentary. If it's okay with y'all. I'm not skipping around. I'm just going to tell y'all, the incident. So the year was 1986. Basically, I'm going to play this clip and let y'all see what happened. The year was 1986. And the year 1986, this incident took a turn for the worse for Luther Vandross and the victim's family and everybody that was involved that day and that year in that incident. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to play the clip. And just in case the clip don't go through, click in my description box to watch this clip. Please click in my description box to watch this clip, just in case it doesn't get to go through. Then you will understand where I'm coming from. So let's just watch this clip, and we'll be right back.
Did y'all know that Luther unalived somebody on accident?
Singer Luther Vandross was driving in North Hollywood Sunday when his Mercedes jumped the divider and collided with two oncoming cars. One person in Vandross's car died. The singer is listed in fair condition tonight with 3 broken ribs.
I was definitely today years old finding out that information, but it did happen before I was born, so there's that. If you have not seen the Luther Never Too Much documentary, it is currently streaming on HBO Max. This documentary is a very captivating story, and it takes us through the life and legacy of Luther Vandross. From the early stages of his career when he appeared on Sesame Street, all the way up until he became the undisputable icon that he is today. One of the things that I liked about this documentary is it wasn't a lot of regurgitated information, and it even used some very rare archive clips where you hear Luther telling us his story himself. And when I tell you this documentary touches on everything, it doesn't just focus on his artistic achievements, it also touches on very intimate things, like how in the Black community we always talk about Big Luther versus Little Luther. In this documentary, you get to hear from Luther himself about his struggles with his relationship with food and how it impacted his weight.
Hey y'all, this is me, DDTS, and welcome back to this video. I just got done showing y'all the clip. If y'all was able to see it, I'm finna go ahead and we're going to talk about this whole incident right here. Now, if you see this person on this screen, this is the person that was unalive by accident in the wreck and accident in 1986. Okay, it says this. On January the 12th, 1986, R&B singer Luther Vandross was involved in a car crash on Laurel Canyon Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. The crash killed his passenger, Lawrence Savamani, and injured 4 others. Vandross was charged with vehicular manslaughter, but pleaded no contest to the reckless driving. The details of the crash consist of Vandross was driving 50 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. He crossed the double yellow line, turned sideways, and hit 2 oncoming cars. Vandross suffered broken ribs and a broken hip and facial cuts. Savamini, a 27-year-old entertainment manager, was killed in the crash. Jimmy Savamani, Lawrence's brother, was injured in the crash. So, This basically explains what happened. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. Even though it's a sad situation, what happened, Luther Vandross shouldn't have been driving 50 miles per hour in the 35 miles per hour zone. When it says drive 35 miles per hour, you're supposed to stay at 30 miles per hour, because if you go over the miles per hour, it's like something is going to happen. I really feel, even though it was an accident, I'm going to say it was an accident. I'm going to say it was an accident. He did not mean to unalive. He didn't mean to cause the wreck. I'm not saying he caused it, but it's so sad and so unreal. I don't know how to put into words, but I really feel if he wasn't driving 50 miles per hour, I really feel that wouldn't have had happened to him. That wouldn't have happened to the person that was on the live. That wouldn't have happened to anybody. Nobody wouldn't have got hurt. But it is said that he pleaded to no contest to reckless driving. So basically, it was an accident. I'm going to say it was an accident, and I'm going to leave it at that. So this is the person that was unalived, and the person that is pictured here, his brother was injured. But this person that is pictured here, he was unalived in the accident. So I think it's very sad that he lost his life. I think it's very sad that everybody that was involved in this was hurt and affected. But it is said allegedly that Luther Vandross, I think he got off, but I think he paid the family some money, for the troubles and for the funerals and this and that and third. But I'm just going to put it like that. So now let's get back to this video, and that's what I want to include, y'all. Let's get back to the video. Hey y'all, welcome back. So did y'all see the clip of the accident that occurred on January the 12th, 1986? That Luther Vandross, he was driving 50 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. It said he turned and hit two cars, and that's what caused the accident. The Jimmy Savamini, he was unalive. That was the passenger. He was unalive. He's the one that lost his life. Four other peoples was injured in the accident, including Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross suffered broken ribs, facial cuts, and stuff like that. But he walked away from no reckless driving and no contest. So I want to put that out there. You can also rewind and go back to what I was saying just a couple of minutes ago. When I was making that recording, when I was putting it in, I wanted to put that in for y'all to let y'all know that's true. You can even go on the documentary and watch Luther Vandross Documentary Never Too Much, and that is on HBO Max. So be sure, if you would like to watch it, if you have HBO Max, be sure to go on there and watch the documentary. If you have watched it, you know what I'm talking about. But if you have not watched it, I'm not trying to spoil it for you. You can always go back and watch it just to be on the safe side. This is the type of content that I do. This is what I love. This is what I like to do. I like to provide this information for y'all. So it's amazing. So yeah, he had to deal with that. And I'm pretty sure after that, it is said when that happened, he did not want to go back out for a very long time because of what happened, because of that incident, what happened, who got injured, who got unalive, who got affected by this whole scenario. So I can quite understand where Luther was coming from, because, this is something that I have not shared with you all, but that kind of happened to me sometime last year. I experienced something like that as well. When nobody hurt, but I hurt my arm. I hurt my arm and my chin. I hurt my arm, my hand. Um, you know, I was actually on the side where the vehicle hit. So thank the Lord and praise the Lord that I was not hurt or even worse. But that kind of triggered me a very long time. And it triggers me still to this very day, because I've never been through that experience like that before. Like, that scared me, like that shook me. I didn't really say much, I didn't really do much, but it really triggered me. And that kind of makes me feel like now, like I go places, like I still went places after that, but it wasn't too far. But even if I did go far places, I still was feeling uncertain and uneasy. I was just looking around and I was just praying and I would just listen to music to help calm me down, to keep from thinking about that. But even like now, I don't even like going outside because of that incident. Like, I go places, but I have to find something to do that's going to relax me, that's going to calm me down, like music or something, or watch something, or make me laugh or something, to keep from thinking about it. Because that's something that anybody, that can basically mess with your mental health, mess with your anxiety. So I can honestly say I agree with Luther Vandross and why he felt the way he felt, because I went through something like that. But luckily, did no one get unalived or seriously injured, cut, or anything, no hospital or anything like that. But it was a scary, traumatic moment for me. So I can understand why Luther felt the way he felt. People's tried to get Luther Vandross to be like, to get him out traveling. Luther Vandross was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's safe. They have to push Luther, force him to come out, make him feel at ease to come out, that it was going to be okay. It took him a while to come to terms with it, but he eventually came out of it. That's what was said in the documentary. I watched it. Now, that's one incident that happened. Another incident that happened, I'm going to also insert the clip. This may be the last incident, but I got a couple of more. But I'm going to put this incident up here, this clip up here, which is also in my description box. I'm going to put it in the description box. I'm going to try to remember to put in the box. Now, this incident is basically kind of what drove him to have his stroke. Basically what caused him, in my opinion, the end of his career. Basically what caused him to have the problems that he had, and even full of stress. So I'm going to go ahead and put this clip up here. Just in case this clip don't go through, I'm going to put the link in my description. I'm sorry if I'm getting the words all mixed up, but I'm going to put it in my description, and we're going to go from there. So let's go ahead and go to this next moment that I watched in the documentary, that I want to cover, that I want to elaborate on, that I want to share with y'all. So let's get to it.
He says, Robin, you don't have the same problem I have. He said, I obsess about food. He said, I'm thinking about food from the time I wake up until the time I go to sleep. And I just said, whoa.
I read in a magazine once, this is the weirdest question I'm sure you've ever heard, but I read in a magazine one of the strangest things you had ever eaten was a hamburger between two glazed donuts because you couldn't find any hamburger rolls. Is that a true story, and how disgusting was that?
Disgusting? Oh, no, that was good.
You take somebody who was as huge a talent and as accomplished as he was, and they just sort of like shrunk him down to that, to a soundbite about his weight. It's like, it absolutely irritated him, as it should have.
A lot of people make a big deal out of your weight. Does it bother you?
Yeah, it's bothersome right now that you're asking me. It's bothersome because I don't enjoy talking about it a lot. You know, my record company, J Records, used to always insist, oh, you got to, because I used to say, I don't want to talk about that. I don't really want to speak on that. You know, that's a personal struggle. And they would always say, yeah, but it's like a human interest story and everybody wants to talk about it. And I'm saying, yeah, but what if I talk about it and gain any of it back? You know, then I have to carry that type of paranoia.
His weight was like this huge story. I mean, it broke my heart.
Hey y'all, welcome back. So that was another clip that I wanted to add, another moment that I wanted to add and talk about. That's true. Luther Vandross, he struggled with his weight. He struggled with the obsession of food. Not only that, y'all, he was a type 2 diabetic, which in my opinion is one of the biggest triggers, problems, along with blood pressure, cholesterol, health moments in the Black community. Again, Luther Vandross, he struggled with obsession of food, like he was obsessed with food. You could see it in the video. Obsessed with food. Whatever problem he had, whatever situation he did, what did he do to help him cope? He would eat. He would cope with eating. He said eating is good. He loves food. Eating helps him cope with his problems, his situation. You can go back in the documentary and you can actually go back to the video that I have posted. Rewind it and see for yourself respectfully. He used food to help him cope with his problems, with his situation. Now, let's just put it out there. This is a real issue. This is a real situation. It happens in real life, not only in Hollywood and Hollywood acting life, Hollywood singing life. This happens in real life. A lot of people cope with eating. They eat their feelings away. They eat their situations away. They eat because they feel like that's the number one thing that's not going to let them down is food. They feel like food is not going to let them down. It's not going to betray them. But let's be honest. Food can actually hurt you in every type of way. Depending on the type of food that you eat, depending on how much you eat of it, depending on how much you object to it and immune to it. Like if you eat so much to the point, you can basically get health problems. Because when you eat, you either gain weight, you discover you have a health problem, or worse. As a person that has high cholesterol, as a person that has high blood pressure, and as a person that takes medicine for it, I know firsthand, but I know how to control it. But in Luther's case, I don't have diabetes, praise the Lord. But in Luther's case, he had type 2 diabetes, and he said he loves to eat. And that's what helped him cope with his problem and situation. And if you do not believe me, I'm finna tell y'all something. Like in the video, he was on the news with Katie Couric. Katie Couric said allegedly, like in the video clip I posted. I don't know if this is true or not, but I've read in a magazine that you took a hamburger and put it in between two glazed donuts is because you couldn't find no hamburger rolls. If that's true, and she asked him, how disgusting was that? And Luther Vandross said, oh no, it was not disgusting. It was good. It was good. It was very good. I enjoyed it. That's what I love, you know. Like that's exactly how he put it, you know. That's what Luther did. The reason Luther ate the way he did is because he was obsessed with food. He thought that eating food was going to make his problems go away, but it didn't. It just made them worse. That's what caused, in my opinion, that's what caused the stroke, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Him eating like that, him not taking the diabetes seriously, that's what caused him to go blind. That's what caused him to have a stroke. Respectfully, I'm not dragging, I'm just being honest. That's why, in my opinion, you know, why he went through the way he went through, you know, in later on years. And it's something to think about because that happens in real life. Like, this is a real serious issue in the Black community. You know, it happens in other communities, but I'm talking about the Black community because let's think about it. Us as Black peoples in the Black community, we don't want to get rid of the food that we love, that we know that we love to eat, not knowing that it's bad for us. Like, half of us know that the food that we eat is bad for us, knowing we don't need it. We love fried chicken. We love neck bones. Some of us love fried chicken. Some of us like neck bones. Some of us like bacon. Some of us like sausage. Some of us like pancakes, waffles, greens, cornbread, butter beans, neck bones, pigtails, pig feet, oxtails, turkey wings, turkey necks, ribs, all that stuff like that, meats and all that. Let's think about it. It all goes back to our ancestors, you know. Our ancestors, you know, before we was born, you know, back in the slavery time, they ate like that. They ate like that. And down the line, we have other generations that ate like that. Other generations ate like that. And it passed down to us, where some of us love that stuff. A lot of us don't like it. A lot of us choose not to eat it, which is good. If they don't like it, then that's good. But I love it. I love my neck bones. I love my greens. I love my butter beans. I love my black eyed peas. I love it. You know, I love my vegetables. I love my neck bones, my potatoes, my greens, my cabbage, my turkey wings, my turkey necks, all that. I love that. And I know I don't need it. I know I don't need it, but baby, I just pray over it. I don't overdo it. I just pray over it. I just pray over it. Because I know I need to eat clean, but sometimes it's hard. And sometimes once you do it, you have to stay dedicated. But sometimes it's hard to do that. No matter how hard you try to be motivated and dedicated to stay to it. But in Luther's case, it's like he was going through so much at that time. And I think the thing with Luther is that he just wanted things to go smoothly. Like, he has had wonderful hits. Never Too Much, Let Me Hold You Down, A Chair's Not a Chair, Let Me Take You Out Tonight, Let Me Take You to the Spot Tonight, that song. He has so many hits and he has done so many legendary things. He's won a Grammy. He's done it all. You know, it's a lot. So with that, I'm going to say this. Luther Vandross, he was good at what he did. He was good. He's a legend. Ain't nobody topping Luther. Like I said, Luther Vandross walked so many upcoming artists can run. because these new artists that coming out, they need to. I'm gonna say this what the good old Stephanie Mills said. Stephanie Mills said this. Y'all might come for me, but I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I agree with Stephanie Mills. Stephanie Mills said this in the interview. They want to hear rap and R&B, but they don't want to hear it from us. They want to hear it from peoples like Justin Timberlake, Adele, and other peoples that are not of our community. But I agree with Stephanie Mills. But this the thing though. They want to hear it from artists like them, but they don't want to hear it from the peoples that helped them got started, that helped created the rap and R&B. They don't want to look at it like that. That's what Stephanie Mills was saying. And Stephanie Mills also said this: peoples, they want to be like the Kardashians and stuff like that. The Kardashians want to be us, but they can't be us. Like, they want to be us, but they can't be us. Basically, that's what she was saying. So it's like, woof. I'm just gonna set that right there. And that's how I see it, you know? And so that's how I see that whole situation going. You know? Is that. So, with that being said, I'm going to move on to this last moment and last clip that I'm going to insert. And that will probably be the end of this video. So let's get into this last moment. Let's elaborate. Let's talk about it. Come on, y'all.
We talked about it. It was basically he did not want his mother to be, although she might have known, but he wasn't going to come out and say this to the world.
Baby, it's been quite a number of years since Patti LaBelle outed Luther Vandross. But as it seems, there are people who are still mad that she spoke Luther's truth. But you want to know what's even more interesting? The fact that with Diddy's shenanigans going on, people are still questioning if Clive Davis did anything to Luther like he allegedly did to Diddy.
When the marriage failed in the mid-'80s, I opened myself up to the possibility that I could have a relationship with a man.
Okay, Luther Vandross obviously needs no introduction because he was as legendary as they come, and his death was unsurprisingly one of those that was felt the world over. He died in 2005 at the age of 54, and according to a family statement, he never really recovered from a stroke he suffered in 2003. Now, other than his remarkable talent, something else that people talked about a lot was that Luther was secretly gay, and his bestie, Patti LaBelle, sort of confirmed it without his blessing. Now, Patti and Luther were obviously pretty close, and as for how they even met, she told Entertainment Weekly, "I first met Luther maybe 40 years ago in New York. I was playing the Apollo Theater with the Bluebells, and he came backstage and lied through his teeth. He said he was a designer delivering clothes to us. I knew he was just a kid trying to get backstage, so I let him come and meet us. After that, he became our fan club president. He never made us any clothes, but over the years, he did buy me truckloads of them. Gianni Versace dresses, beautiful earrings. I guess since he lied to meet me, he was trying to make up for it. I surely didn't know he was such a super talented singer when I met him. I didn't realize it until years later, after he started singing with Roberta Flack and David Bowie." Patti then said they became pretty close since then, and I bet we all saw how that friendship played out right in front of our eyes. Well, like I said, since back in the day, followers always wondered about how Luther identified, and even until his death in 2005, he neither confirmed nor denied reports that he was closeted. And I totally get why he kept that part of himself a secret. I mean, it was such a negative vibe for gay men, especially famous ones, and coming out could have easily ended his career. Of course, he was also asked about his identity a few times, and in a 2001 interview with Vibe, Luther jokingly responded to the speculations by saying, "What do you want to know? Am I bi-coastal? Yeah, I have houses in Beverly Hills and New York. I know that I'm paying a price for being so private, and I do wonder if it's worth it." In the same Vibe interview, Luther admitted that he had never been in love, saying, "I'm still waiting. The time that I've spent being in love has never been reciprocated. Those are just the circumstances." He also talked about his first experience when he was just 16, saying that it was just a rejection. In his words, the response was, "Thank you, but I'm not interested." It was very painful, unrequited, and alienating. Very alienating. I want to play house. I want somebody who's not on payroll to care about where I am.
Hey y'all, back with the last moment, and that'll be the end of this video. That was Luther Vandross' orientation. Question was he gay? Was Luther Vandross gay? And this has something to do with Auntie Patty, which a lot of people's in my comments from the other video I posted a couple, might have been a month ago. I posted my opinion about it, and a lot of people's agreed with me. A lot of people's didn't agree with me. But I can go back and elaborate on what I said. I said that Patti LaBelle, Auntie Patty, if Luther confided in her not to tell anybody whether he was gay or whether he was not, whoever he loved, who he wanted to be, I really feel like it wasn't her story to tell. I did say that in my other video that I posted like last month or so. I did say that. Also, I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to say it here. Y'all could agree with me. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm going to say this. Whether he was or whether he wasn't, that does not take away the fact that he was a legend, that he made wonderful hits, that he left a mark, that he walked so many artists could run. He left a mark. He was a trailblazer, still a trailblazer to this very day. His music is still being played. His memory is still being talked about. So let's just put that out there. Let's just put it out there. Now, whether he trusted Patti LaBelle, whether he wanted her to tell his secret, if he did, then hey, she did it. If he wanted her to, after he passed, hey, she done it. That's what he wanted her to do. But if not, if he didn't tell her to say anything, now y'all know I love Patti LaBelle. I love her so much. I'm not going to drag her. I'm going to respect her. I'm going to respect her. But if he didn't tell her to say anything, I really feel, to my knowledge, that she shouldn't have said anything and that it was not her story to tell. Now, I'm going to say this. To be fair, I don't think it was a secret. I don't think it was a secret because honestly, if many peoples have watched Luther Vandross over the years, think about how the way he talked. Think about how the way he did his lips. Think about his pictures, his poses, the pink room, the purple room. Think about that. Come on now. It does not take a rocket scientist to know that we all knew who Luther Vandross liked. We all knew who Luther Vandross was. And the thing is this, I love Patti LaBelle, I love Luther Vandross, but I really feel, in my opinion, that I agree with Patti LaBelle on something, and that is, he trusted Patti LaBelle. He confided in Patti LaBelle because he knew in his mind, Luther Vandross knew in his mind, that he could trust Patti. That he could talk to Patti, that Patti could understand him because they were so close with friendship. And I'm going to say this, She said that he didn't want his mother to know, or many other people's, because he didn't want his fans to know, because most of his fans was ladies, was women. And I'm guessing he did not want to let them down or make them feel up in ease, or however it was. I really don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to get it out there, but you can also go back and watch the documentary or however. But I'm just giving y'all my facts and my opinion. All the stuff I'm telling y'all is true. True, 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 true. I have no reason to lie. So, that's that. That's how it's supposed to be done, The truth, the truth, true. But let's put this out there, because this is something else that needs to be discussed and talked about. Luther Vandross, the reason he was depressed, the reason he ate a lot, the reason he went through what he went through, he was happy performing. He was happy performing, doing the stuff for the fans, doing what he loved. But the one thing Luther Vandross really wanted, he said it in interviews. He wanted that special someone to be in love with. He wanted that special someone to share that with. And I really feel, in my opinion, he wanted to be in love. The person that he wanted to be in love with, who he wanted to be in love with, who he wanted to be with, and what Luther struggled with a lot is that he couldn't be himself. He was scared to be himself. He was scared to love who he really wanted to love, which was obviously he was part of the LGBTQ community. I think many of us know and knew for many years that Luther Vandross was part of the gay community, the LGBTQ community. Like I said, I'm not dragging, I'm not disrespecting Luther Vandross. I'm just speaking my honest fact and opinion, because that's how I am. So, that's what I feel what he really wanted. He really wanted to be in love. He really wanted that special someone. But he couldn't be his authentic self because maybe of the career he was in. Maybe it was because, like, if he would have came out back in those times, back in the 80s and the 90s, he might have was scared that his career would be over. And he wanted to love who he wanted to love. And it's a sad situation. I cried watching the documentary because it was a sad situation. All he ever wanted was love, and he couldn't even get that. That's the number one thing Luther Vandross said that he wanted, was to find that special someone to be in love with. And I really feel who he really wanted to be, he couldn't be himself, was because of a lot of things. Because it's not like it is now. If you came out as gay back in the 70s and the 80s, people's basically, not all, but some, their careers will probably not be the same. But pretty much back then, a lot of peoples have, they slept with peoples of the same sex and stuff, kept it on the low. Like, it's been a lot of talk. Like John Travolta, let's put it out there. John Travolta, I love John Travolta, but let's put it out there. It has been said for years that he was either bisexual or gay. Because it's been rumors now. What he was doing back in the 70s and the 80s. Come on now, let's be honest. So I really don't know, but it's really sad that Luther had to go through that, had to deal with that. And that's why I feel why he ate the way he ate and felt the way he felt, because he couldn't be who he wanted to be. He couldn't be happy with who he wanted to be happy with. was because he didn't want to put his fans through that. He didn't want to go through that stress. He didn't want to go through that situation because he was worried how things would play out. He didn't want to put his mama through that. He didn't want to do it. But I will say this. Whether he confided in Patti LaBelle before he passed, whether he told her, if he told her to tell the world when he had passed, that's different. But if he didn't, then honestly, that wasn't her story to tell. But honestly, a lot of people's trying to drag Patti, but the thing is, you cannot get mad at Patti LaBelle. You can't get mad at her. You can't get mad at her either, because honestly, we all knew, a lot of peoples knew about Luther Vandross' situation. Like, many people knew. You can tell the duck lips, the pink room, the poses on the albums. Come on now. Come on now. And it was said allegedly in the 80s or 90s, basically the 80s, that he was dating someone, was dating some guy. I really don't know. But I'm going to see what I can find. Like I said, this is allegedly now, alleged. And, you know, and he has some diva moments. Better yet, that's how I feel about that situation. But let's move on to this last thing. How about this? Did y'all know that Luther Vandross and En Vogue got into it? Did y'all know that Anita Baker and Luther Vandross got into it? But the thing is this, En Vogue and Luther Vandross, baby, I got teeth for you on that. Basically, something went on years ago, and En Vogue was basically making fun of Luther or something like that. And basically, it's just a lot. But all I can tell you, look up En Vogue and Luther Vandross. En Vogue and Luther Vandross. And they said Luther Vandross had a little sad, some little diva moments too. So, what do y'all think? And that right there is going to be the documentary on Luther Vandross, my review. I'm going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 10, 10, 10, 10. I'm going to give it a 10 because it was amazing. I enjoyed it, and it was very sad, and it was very informative, might say the least. So that's going to be my video for today, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to go live tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, 11:30 my time. Or should I do it earlier? But yeah, I think I'm going to try 11 o'clock my time. I'm going to try 11 o'clock my time. I'm going to go live on StreamYard. And I'm going to talk about some brand new topics and hot topics with tea that I want to get off my chest, because child, the tea has been hot, boiling over and everything. So I'm going to go live tomorrow. I'm going to try to go live tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. So I'm going to try to get up early. I'm going to get up early tomorrow, and I'm going to try to make sure I have everything set up. If y'all can make it, feel free to come in. If y'all can't make it, that's okay. You can always watch the replay. We're just gonna have fun, you know. I'm just trying to do things that I really love to do. I want to continue to do more lives, and I want to continue to, you know, do different things, you know, try different things and different perspectives. So I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. I'm gonna update y'all 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I know, realize some of y'all may be in different time zones than I am, or y'all might be up an hour or two from me, or an hour or two below me. I really don't know, but I'm going to try my best to do it. But if y'all can't make it, that's okay. You can always watch the replay. Anybody is welcome. Great energy, great vibes, and all. Also, if you would like to come up, I will also have the link if you would like to be a guest. But that's only if y'all would like to. I just want to let y'all know that I'm going to try to go live at 11 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday, on February the 20th, 2025. So that'll be my video on Never Too Much, the Luther Vandross documentary review, and my opinions and everything and moments and all. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Share the video. Let me know what y'all guys think. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with another video as soon as possible. Live edition, DDTS, tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Hope to see you there. And if anything changes, I will let you know. So, hope to see you there. Thank y'all for watching. I love y'all. Till next time, love you. Bye-bye.
About my sexuality, well, I suppose just always be questions. What I owe you is my music, my talent, my best effort. You know, that's all. I will neither deny or confirm that any such rumors about personal things like that are true or untrue. I won't give the satisfaction of a denial, because that is a submission of sort. I wouldn't even address it. I would just say, mind your business.
Power of Love, Luther Vandross funeral.
the greatest power. The greatest power, nothing more power, nothing but love, nothing but power, nothing but power, the greatest power, nothing but love, nothing but power, hey, it's the greatest we got, we got love, hey. Yes,